What's up? This is the Objective Jerk, and I am said jerk. How you guys doing? Hope everybody's doing. Everybody. I was about to say, hope everybody's doing well. Everybody's having a good time, but I was trying to say it in one line. Everybody's gonna do well. Good time. I don't know. You know, I listen to my podcast occasionally, just to kind of, I mean, obviously, I'll listen to after I record it for, you know, for quality control, make sure that it's recording and all that stuff. But I don't listen to the whole episode like I would somebody else's podcast, but sometimes I do. And I think I listened, I don't know if it was the last one or the one before, but it's like, I'm like mumbling, not mumbling, but I'm like getting like tongue tied. And I'm just like, God, I sound like I'm drunk or something. I'm like, I promise you I'm not any kind of whatever, except for my, what I take today. So I took some ibuprofen. Man, my tailbone, speaking of which, I have not ridden my mountain bike in a while because my tailbone has just been like sore. I remember being in, where was that at? I want to say it was like 4th grade. And there was a playground and there was a slide I think the way they built it, it was like you had the slide and then you had the platform. So there was a little bit of a lip on the slide and there was like a bar for you to grab onto and kind of swing to kind of go down to slide, like as a railing or whatever. But what I did was I grabbed it and I swung and my tailbone hit the edge of the slide. And this is like stainless steel, This is back when they made playgrounds a test for your survival, If you could survive the playgrounds back in the day, then you could survive life. Now it's like they got everything's like, that's why there's so many retarded people in the world. Because they don't have the gauntlet of playgrounds that we used to have. You know what I mean? Like, we used to have shit that will kill you, if you're stupid or reckless, man. And now everything's just padded and plastic and shredded tires and everything. And anyway, so yeah, I hit this thing and I just remember, man, that thing killed my tailbone. Like, I hit it hard. I sometimes wonder if some of those things happen if they kind of end up having issues. Like, maybe that was one of the things that kind of helped my lower lumbar disc disease. I don't think so. I doubt it. But I don't know. What if, I hit my head pretty hard as a kid roller skating once. Fell back and wham. I don't think I was concussed, but I don't know. And more evidence is coming out, just how detrimental head injuries are to behavioral. You know what I mean? A lot of people that have various mental problems is from a head injury, Oh man, come on. I keep getting high on your crib. Oh, I got deliveries coming today. Anyway. Oh crap, that's gonna suck because I got my son's graduation today. Oh, this sucks, dude. Oh, let me answer this real quick. Today, starting at 1. Anyway, let's see what happens there. Anyway, But yeah, so I had I don't know, my tailbone just like suddenly um started hurting. And so, I take gabapentin, right, for my mood. But gabapentin is used for so many different things. And it's a pain reliever too. Like it's a pain reliever, I guess they um prescribe to individuals who have, who are addicts. They don't want to take any kind of like Oxycontin or whatever. But still, it's like there still is like it's not addictive, I don't think, but it's still kind of, man, I've been on this stuff pretty much nonstop for like 5, 6 years. I mean, I get to a point where I'm like, man, I don't want to take this crap anymore. So then I'll kind of wean myself off and then I'll be good. But then also I'll have, like, it does help with my mood, man. I don't know. I got to figure out something. Maybe just take it. I don't know. I went to a resort last week and I did not want to go. It was my wife's, my father-in-law. He saw the ad for it or whatever on Facebook, and he's like, "Oh, that looks cool," and so he wanted to go to this, right? So he wanted us to go, and I was just like, "Man, I don't want to go. I'm not going to go." So I was going to go at first, and then I was like, "Okay, fine." So we went, and aside from the drive, though, it was really cool. The resort, it looked like an Ewok village. I have videos and stuff I took, but it's on my personal Facebook. But anyway, so it was pretty cool. So I was happy I went, and I had a good time. It was fun. Um, Man, I am just all over the place. How did I get to here? But so I didn't need my gabapentin for that, but that's kind of usually what I say. Like if I have to go to Manila for an appointment with the VA or whatever, like and things like that. That's what I kind of, because it doesn't like make me like, I don't know what it does, but it does work. I don't really feel much different. But no, that's not 100% though. I mean, there is a difference. It's kind of hard to explain, but so then like I'll wean myself off and then something will kind of, and also I'll go back and take my like dose for that day or whatever. And then sure enough, I'm kind of back to taking the normal dosages and stuff like that. But then I'll go through and I'm like, God, I get tired of just taking medication and I just sit there and think what it's doing to my liver and everything, or my kidneys, or both. Wait, which one cleans out your kidneys, right? Yeah. Um, but so, and then plus it's like the thing that does make me feel apprehensive about taking it is when I don't take it. I do go through like a sort of withdrawals. I get really like bad dizzy spells and just kind of don't feel good. And that happened like a while ago when like they were the VA took forever to get my medication because it takes forever here. And so I didn't have medication for a few days and I really felt it. And I was like, oh man. I was like, I need to. So that was the first sign where I was like, man, I don't know if I want to be taking this crap. So I'm trying to, or not trying, I am like weaning myself off of it again. The only thing is trying to keep myself from taking it. Just trying to, even if it's like, okay, something's coming up, or I'm like irritable, that's the thing though, is like if I'm irritable, I can just stay in my room and stay away from everybody and and I'm good. But then when I have to go into public and I'm irritable, there's been a few times where it's come close where I don't know. I gotta figure it out. I gotta figure out I mean, I think I am getting better with it, breathing and just kind of realizing and just telling myself to relax, not get angry, and I don't know. Hopefully, but I don't know. Anyway, why was I talking about this? I guess I'm just talking about what I'm. Anyway, so oh, okay. So today is my son's graduation from his high school. And the graduation ceremonies they have here in the Philippines take all day. All day. I'm not saying like 3-4 hours. It takes like 6 to 8 hours. It's ridiculous. Like when we did the one from when he went from junior high school to senior, which is a little different than in the States. But yeah, it was like, dude, it was all day because they milk it and they make it. I don't know. I don't know what. It's like infuriating too for me, because I'm just in the States when you have to go and do anything, it's like 2, maybe 3 hours at most, and then that's it. You're done. And that was in like air conditioned, controlled environment buildings where they had the ceremonies or graduations. Here it's like hot as balls and they drag it out forever. It's like, so this thing starts today at 1 o'clock. Oh, it's my dog barking in the background because we have them separated because one dog's in heat and the other ones are fighting. So that's great. Anyway, um, dude, what is going on? Anyway, um, so it starts at 1 o'clock, which is like the hottest time of the day. So I guess they have the younger kids that they're doing the moving up. So that's the other thing too. Is like you don't need to do. I didn't have like graduations every time I went to another grade. It's not Billy Madison where I have a party every time I won't go from second grade to third grade or whatever. It's like that's it. Here they have like little mini graduations for each grade. It's annoying. So they're doing that for whatever other grades in the morning, like right now probably. And then they'll have the senior one at 1, the hottest time of the day, which is like, oh my God. And then, so I'm just dreading this. Like, you have no idea. It's my son's graduation. I gotta go. And I'm just like, so, like, it's, there's like a mass. Like, I have the little thing here, but it's, and it's like, it's got all the different whatever. So they're gonna have a mass and this and that, which is fine and all that kind of stuff. But it's like when they get to the graduation, oh my gosh, my dogs are driving me nuts. Do I need to stop this? I don't know. I think somebody let the dog oh my gosh, dude. Sir, I'm here. Oh my gosh. Okay, hold on. Okay, and I'm back. All right, so yeah, I had to I mean, can't complain. I don't know. So I can get, I get Amazon. I can order things from Amazon and it gets here and there's no problems and stuff like that. But it's just the app where it says it's going to arrive is always way off. It's almost like a week. It comes in a week earlier than what the app says it will, which is fine. And usually if I check it on the day of, it'll say, "Oh, arriving today." You know what I mean? I'm like, "Okay, it's coming today." To be fair, I didn't check today, I don't think. Let me see. But lately though, it's been all right, it says delivered. That was quick. But usually it's like, it's still like lately it's been, "Oh, it's going to arrive whatever." And I'm like, "Why isn't it saying?" Or like I'll get a message saying, "Hey, I'm your delivery guy," like I did earlier when I was on the podcast. I was getting all those texts saying, "I'm your courier, blah, blah, blah." And then I'm like, what the crap? It doesn't say anything about being delivered today. So it's just the notifications and alerts are kind of gotten a little crappy. They're not as accurate as they once were. So that kind of sucks. But at least I can get um, still order stuff here. So that's kind of nice. So right, pros and cons, give and take, whatever.
Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Thanks again for listening to The Objective Jerk. I greatly appreciate it. If you could like, subscribe, comment on wherever you're finding this, and you can also email me at theobjectivejerk@gmail.com. So hope you're enjoying it, and please continue on with the episode. But yeah, so that's why the dogs were barking like crazy, actually, because the delivery guy, which is, man, they never come this early. It's usually in the afternoon. So I was kind of surprised, but it's nice. They're here. I was worried because I was going to be at the graduation, so it all worked out, So frustration leads to satisfaction, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, so the graduation, right? So the ceremonies here. So when I went to, again, I know this isn't America, okay? I get it. But my graduation, I want to say, was like no more than 3 hours, but I don't even think it was that. I think it was like 2. And it was, we all got there. We all sat in our seats. A couple people talked, the valedictorian, maybe band played something, I don't know. And then we all started going up there in alphabetical order, getting our certificates and, our diplomas. And that was it, Here, it's like they'll call up so many people, then they'll give them these medals. They got to take pictures, and they got to get people up there. It just takes forever, and it just sucks balls. Like, I hate it. I mean, I'm proud of my son. I'm happy he's graduating and all that kind of stuff. One of the things that came in today, which actually wasn't supposed to come in for another few days, but it came in early, was I bought him the Lord of the Rings set. He likes books, and so I bought him the Lord of the Rings. It was actually my wife's idea. So that's cool. So it came in, so we'll be able to give that to him as a graduation present, part of, one of the gifts that we're giving him. But the whole thing is just so brutal. And then add to the fact that it's so hot here. Like, you would think in a country where it's so hot, if you are not able to be in like a controlled environment, they would just be like, quick, or let's do like, web stream, or not web stream, FaceTime or something to the graduation that way. I mean, geez, it is just brutal. So I'm just sitting there thinking like, oh my gosh, how I'm going to be sitting there sweating my balls off and just being annoyed at how ridiculous and poor planning that they do. The time management plan. It's like, then you get people up there and it's like, and they just talk forever. It's like, dude, why don't you be courteous? Shut your mouth and make it sweet and short. It's like, I don't know. It just kind of bugs me. So it's like one of the things, there's the driving, and then there's this. As far as the Philippines, it just like, I don't know. It just drives me nuts. Like, I don't know. They just make like certain things just, something that takes an hour in the States takes 5 here. Or, what's kind of funny though is like my wife though. It's like, what would take me 30 minutes takes her like 2 hours. I don't know. Maybe that's just a man-woman thing. But I don't know. I'm just not looking forward to this at all today. But, so yeah, there's that. So the whole thing with the gabapentin is like, generally I'd be like, okay, making sure I'm taking my dosage, and I might even take a couple extra just to make sure. All right, I'm good, but I don't want to. I want to not be taking that stuff anymore. Anyway, I mean, I took one little capsule. My prescription is 6 of those capsules. Are you sure you want to switch cameras? What the heck is going on? I must have hit a button. But so I would take 6, 2 in the morning, 2 in the afternoon, 2 in the evening. That was my daily dosage, So now I'm just taking 1 Well, I was taking 2 yesterday and the day before. So now I'm just down to just taking 1 to kind of, so I can wean myself off. But anyway, so speaking of driving, right? The other day at the airport in Manila, a guy crashed through some barriers and hit some pedestrians, killed a kid and some other people. And as it turned out, it was just a dude. He was waiting. He had his vehicle in drive, and then he inadvertently pushed down on the gas pedal and just took off and went right into people who were coming home or leaving. I don't know. And immediately, it's because here in the Philippines with automatics, they drive with 2 feet. They use their left foot on the brake and they use their right foot on the gas. I've seen, my wife's cousins and stuff, and they all do it, instead of just the 1 foot. And I guarantee you, he went to. That's why, and that's why you use 1 foot, because so you don't have things like this happen. So he jammed on the gas instead of the brake. I don't know. I don't know the details exactly, but I know supposedly the guy didn't. It wasn't. It was a mistake on his end. But the thing that's crappy, and this is, yes, there are things that I don't like about the Philippines and this and that, but this is one thing that's really bad, is the type of corruption that goes through with like building materials. Like they used to have really bad problems with like politicians or whatever, or funding to have bridges built, and then those bridges collapse within a few months or whatever, because they cut corners and people pocket money. And it happens all over. It happens in the States too. But it's pretty common here. And so the little pillars that are at the airport that are meant to stop vehicles just crumbled right away and didn't do nothing. So that tells you that they probably didn't use the heavier gauge or rebar, or any rebar at all. I'm sure they had to, but and just mixing the concrete. Now, right, I've talked about how on the roads they redid a road with concrete, and then it started crumbling and falling apart just within like a couple of weeks. So they're not mixing it right. I don't know if they're deciding to not adding a certain chemical to it that's expensive that makes it more durable. It's little stuff like that, man. A lot of people here, they don't do that stuff to get rich. It's just some little extra cash. So hopefully, the guy, from what I can tell, it was a mistake, but I'm hoping that the individuals that were in charge of making those pylons that are meant to keep people safe from vehicles for this exact thing, I hope they get in trouble. But they probably won't. People get away with stuff. If you got money, it's so easy to get away with stuff here. So easy. The same argument could be said in the States. If the more money you have, the more the lawyers you can. But like, you don't even, dude, all you do is just pay off some people here, and it's like it's all forgotten. Like, okay, cool. There is no trial. There's no lawyers. It's crazy. All right. Then I guess I'll kind of end this episode. Oh man, I'm already at 23 minutes. I was going to talk about the AI robot that went attacking the programmers, and I was going to talk about Alcatraz and stuff. Man. All right. Well, I guess this is probably it. Anyway, maybe I'll save that for another one. Thanks for hanging out. I appreciate your time. Hope you're having a wonderful day. God bless, and I'll see you next time. All right, bye. You just put yourself through another episode of The Objective Jerk. Thanks again for hanging out with me. Please email me at theobjectivejerk@gmail.com. Like, subscribe, comment, wherever you find this, follow. It all helps. But thanks again, and I'll see you next time.